Consultech, synergizing transformation.
And we saw a lot of market gap in terms of dentistry and whether digital dentistry was growing up. Less number of visits of patients. We can try and give efficient and more efficient, custom specific dental solutions. So it is not that we just started now. It is since 2019 that we've been doing this research, and today is the right time to enter the market with whatever learnings we have. Just to explain you, it's about whatever you can design, you can get it as an actual model by 3D printing. That's a basic working of a 3D printer. So platform is the key here, because this will be, I think, world's first platform on digital dentistry, wherein there will be a lot of traceability it's about doctor getting an idea about where that whole process stands, and patient trying to get it at a minimum time, and he knows where in each process where his denture is. Okay, we just need 100 dentists who can give us 1,000 dentures. That's our first milestone which we have to achieve. Right now, we have captured the Indian scenario and molded our business plan according to what is needed in India. And that is one of the reason in future, yes, education institutes would be a key factor, because these are the doctors who would come out, right? These are the ones who would be using such solutions correctly done here. Then this model could be easily replicated across the globe.
And I believe the franchisee model will come into picture, where it builds that kind of a multiplier effect.
And I see myself similar position, technical person, and trying to figure out that how India could be benefited with what we are trying to achieve here. And one line which I always remember, and I always know that, he always used to say that you should dream. You should only if you dream, you can achieve what you want to do it. So, but in 2028, we need to capture whole of India market. And I want to take Danti globally by 2030 is the vision I have. And I think I have a strong feeling that this is doable. It is just because we are at a right time. We just need to make sure that the steps taken are much more faster, and the timing is perfect right now.
Hi, this is Shirish Kulkarni, founder and MD of STROTA Consultech, and we have been having this interaction called as HATKE interactions with a lot of personalities who have been innovative, creative, have done differently, maybe started a new venture, and we are going to touch a very different topic today. It's into 3D printing, right? Called as additive manufacturing as a space. And we have Sameet Raut with us. Sameet, great to have you on this platform.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Sri, sir.
Good. So Sameet has been kind of an expert, subject matter expert into 3D printing space, has served a lot of companies, and additive manufacturing has been his forte. And now taking it into healthcare or dental as a space, Samit and his friend Utkarsh has come up with a super innovative kind of a startup into dental space, where 3D printing is leveraged for bringing out all what the dentists are capable of doing. So, Samit, great to have you. And can you explain about what is the trigger that you had about entering this dental space as such?
Great, sir. Sir, thank you for having me here and for this discussion. So this whole story started in year 2019 when we were already experienced in additive manufacturing, and we are application experts for the technology. And we saw a lot of market gap in terms of dentistry and whether digital dentistry was growing up. And we thought that there should be a good innovation which can happen, wherein we can save less number of visits of patients. We can try and give efficient and more efficient, custom specific dental solutions. And understanding that market gap, we did a lot of research in this area. And so it is not that we just started now. It is since 2019 that we've been doing this research, and today is the right time to enter the market with whatever learnings we have for this finding the market gap and trying to help patient get at whatever lowest cost we can afford to give them digital dentures, and also try and help doctors wherein they don't have to spend so much time on multiple visits for the patient. We can just do it in, like, say, two or three visits, and the solution could be given to the patient in about 2 or 3 days. Right now, it is 7 days to 14 days is the time. So we are shortening the lead time and also controlling the best efficient dentures or digital solution in dentistry at a viable cost, like a very minimal cost.
Superb. I think what you're speaking about is something which is absolutely going to impact the whole the way that dentists handle the patients for maybe partial dentures or larger dentures. And I mean, in a layman's language, if I have to put, it is like you create a design, right? I mean, what is 3D printing? If you can explain in better and simpler words, you create a design of a 3D model of
Yes,
whatever you want to take out as
yes.
a manufacturing, and you eliminate the manufacturing process. And basically, you just click that print button. I'm just making it very simple.
Yeah, yeah,
You can
you're
explain.
right.
And then using some material. Now it is going to be a dental material, or it could be a metal,
Yes,
and then it actually prints out the complete denture to the accuracy that it fits
yes,
in your mouth, right? Is it something
yes.
like that?
It is exactly what you explained. I think you also have some domain knowledge about it, but uh, just to explain you, it's about whatever you can design, you can get it as an actual model by 3D printing. That's a basic working of a 3D printer. So right now we can see 3D printers in the desktop versions and everything, but in dental space, when you go into medical, we need to have certified materials. So it has been taken so many years for these machine manufacturers as well to make the certified CE and FDA certified materials. And that's why we are actually ahead of what everyone is doing across the globe. But to explain it to you, that we take a scan, we design the denture, and we print the denture, and it can be handed over to the patient, to the doctor, who will fit it into the patient. And
Okay.
the whole idea here is to save time and have a more efficient custom specific denture solution at a lowest cost.
Wonderful. So, so the doctor remains the kingpin, right? I mean, the dentist
That's right.
remains the master
Yeah,
who will interact with the patient, and also the scan part will be done. And
absolutely.
eventually, you will take that scan in and maybe to the requirement that
Yes.
you have
So we
something.
we actually we actually have created a platform as well,
Hmm.
which will give a transparency to patient and doctor both on where that whole process stands. So if I explain you in a very simple terms, when the doctor scans the patient, the scan is uploaded on the platform. It comes to our backend team who designs the scan. The design is given back is a soft copy to the doctor for approval. Because they are expert in their field. We don't want to uh, go into that area, but we are expert in 3D printing. So we once the doctor approves it, we print it and we send it across to the doctor as a final denture, which can be used in patients. So that's a simple workflow, but platform is the key here, because this will be I think world's first platform on digital dentistry, wherein there will be a lot of traceability for and it's about doctor getting an idea about where that whole
Hmm.
process stands, and patient trying to get it at a minimum time, and he knows where in each process where his denture is.
So basically, looking at the doctor being a kingpin or the person who will be still having that kind of a critical position to interact with the patient, the number of visits and interactions will get reduced. Number one.
Hmm.
Number two, the patient has to just get one scan done
That's right. 30
and then
seconds.
come for a trial if required.
Yes.
And the next time it comes and magically click and it fits to
So,
him, right?
so to tell you, sir, one of the first case studies when we had done of one of the patients, she was a 75 years old lady, and it was a partial denture. Um, the partial denture came out so good that it was only two sittings. So first sitting was 30 seconds to 1 minute of scan. And the second sitting, we got it, I think 7 days it took, because we had to do it from the UK. But
Mhm.
that second sitting itself, it fitted her, and she's still using it. It's, I think, more than 9, 10 months now. She's been using it. No crack, nothing, because these are solid FDA CE certified plastic, like a polymer dentures, which are made. So they are not like ceramic based. Like Even those 3D printer companies have tested this denture strength by going trucks over it or car over it, and it doesn't break. It's very, and it's look very natural as well. It's very natural looking gum color, teeth color. There are multiple colors in it. So that's an option what doctors and patients get.
So it's kind of a revolution in this ecosystem where you are going to help not only the doctors but the patients. Also, I would not be surprised if we talk about the labs which are existing already for
Yes,
certain kind of ways that they are helping with certain services for doctors. So, are you
right.
looking at targeting those labs also?
So labs will eventually have to follow this way. At
Mhm.
when you look at it as a on a long term basis, and that's where the business model for us right now, it's doctors being our customers, and the similar labs would be our customers too, because we will be enabling them with our technology, our know-how, and say, for example, if you have to cover whole India as a market, it is not possible for just me or Utkarsh to go ahead across India and capture it. We need to have partners, and that's where the strategy comes in, to partner with labs, get them on board, and train them, enable them with the technology, and they help us get business as well. Like, it's like an ecosystem we can create.
Absolutely. So there could be, maybe 500,000 labs, maybe in Pune,
Yes.
Mumbai, uh,
So
kind of a.
when we did our research, an average dentist who does a denture, I think when we in our research, we know that about 5 to 7 dentures a month is one dentist who does it. And looking at the data of year 2022, there were 250,000 dentists who passed out from India, like across
Wow.
India. And when we looked at Mumbai region, I think we have more than 10,000 dentists. Pune, we have about more than 5,000 dentists. If you look at certified labs, if you go to IDA website and understand, there are hardly 50, 60 labs they show as a data. But with our research, we know that Mumbai itself should have 3,000 plus labs. Maybe they are not certified, but yeah, there are 3,000 plus labs who are servicing this dental market. Pune, Pune is the similar number for the labs as well. So uh, it would be such a great thing, if you can enable all of them to cater to their larger mass of patients and solve that issue of getting dentures faster to them. So when you look at metropolitan cities, it depends, upon costing. But if you go to the rural areas, it is it is not convenient for everyone, to travel to the places. And if we can get that, say, 10 patients at one dentist at a time, they just need 1 minute. So we are going to spend 10 minutes for scan, but in the next sitting, if they get their dentures, it's it's so efficient, it's so time saving for them in the outskirts of metropolitan city, if we try to target.
Mm.
So it's like a big problem which no one has identified, because there is so much of things going on in dentistry and people are moving in the same flow, and this is something which we feel that it's going to make a positive and very big impact.
Right, right. I think I can sense the numbers as we just multiply. If a dentist is doing some seven or eight in a month, and you have 10,000 in tier one, tier two, tier three cities, and if you are addressing 3 to 5 cities maybe in the first year, in itself becomes a large chunk of patients through the doctors that you're going to address, right?
Yes, to tell you the funny part, the first milestone which we want to achieve is just 1,000 denture a month. We are not even looking
So
at we are not even looking at the bigger picture. Okay, we just need 100 dentists who can give us 1,000 dentures. That's our first milestone which we have to achieve. Right now, we have about 6, 7 dentists on board who are supporting us in evolving the technology, setting up the processes and everything. Um, so I won't think it will be a problem even if we look at Pune and Mumbai to find 100 dentists.
wonderful. And you are going to leverage the larger labs across so that those become kind of a hub and spoke kind of model where
Yes,
you work,
yes.
and they have already got set up, everything set up, right? Logistics is not a problem at all.
Not a problem, yes. So the thing is, what we are looking at right now is to set up our own lab. This is like a model we will play in. We will do our services from there, and we want to replicate this model, right? So that's where the lab comes in picture. The bigger labs, major labs, because trying to get and the know-how which we have learned from last 4 years, it will, for someone to go into it again, they have to spend so much time. But that's where, it's a win-win situation for both the businesses, right? So we have our know-how, we have the solution. In fact, to take you to the other point, how are we protecting our competition? To be very honest, like here, what we have done is we have evaluated many companies, like 3-4 3D printer companies, out of which we have identified two, which could be uh, a medium level investment and a high level, like even for the turnaround of the parts. Like we need to make sure that India is a cost sensitive market. We have to keep the cost low, but not compensate on the quality and the efficiency. So we identify the technology, and we are already in touch with them to lock up the company, Danti, basically. So that way, we are restricting the competition. So anyone wants to enter into this, they have to go through us for getting that printers.
Okay. So I think you're going ahead of the curve as far as
Yes,
the entry to market is concerned. You're going ahead of the curve for technology part. You're going ahead of the curve for also getting kind of an exclusivity for the market where
that's right.
machines are also concerned. I believe the material is also critical to have that kind of a
Very
access.
critical. We actually stopped. Like we could have done this long back, but we didn't want to go ahead with the way wherein the materials are not certified. Being a very ethical person, uh, and we have burnt our fingers in our previous projects and everything. So, and when it comes to healthcare, we have to be very good. Like in India, you find loopholes, but we don't want to, and that's why we waited for this time when we know that the materials are certified and we are giving the right solution to the patients and the doctors. So I think, yeah, material is a very key factor in here, and that is why it has come to 2024 that we are discussing about the business now from 2019.
Yeah, I believe that's a great one. And the startup is also uniquely named, right? Something
Yes. So Danti, I came up, me and Utkarsha were discussing about this name, and we wanted to have that
Danti,
Indian,
Danti,
yeah, Danti.
Danti, Danti.
Yes.
Okay.
So we wanted to have the Indian touch to the name, like because our vision is to go global. So after India, when we achieve this in 2020, 2028 is what we think that we should try outside India, and that's where we are targeting Middle East first. That's a huge market again. And when we go globally, when the vision I see is that, if you see the logo as well, it is designed in a way that 3D mesh teeth inside as a N in Danti. So yeah, it's like a Sanskrit word, and I did a lot of trademark research on any other companies there or not, and finally we have applied for trademark as well on that company. We have so we can use TM now, and after 6 months we will get registry of it, I guess. So even that is done. So yeah,
Superb, superb. So, do you find this kind of a thing already happening in Europe or US? And how much
yes.
competition you see in India?
So I think about when we started this research, 2019, we actually invested in a technology in UK. And we were expecting that same technology could be used for engineering services and also for a dental service. The other thing is it was at a very initial stage, but the material for that specific technology was certified, and that's the reason we went into getting that printer. And we did few cases, we did study, we did a lot of engineering projects as well, but our main focus was to get into dental, and we got to know after 6 months that this machine was not process certified for dental material, and that's where everything failed. So we have burned our fingers as well. And those companies or technologies are not focused on Asia yet. They are all looking at the US and the European market. And even if you see that there are materials, even if they have certified in the US as an FDA, you still need to have certification done in India. And for them, India is not a bigger market. So right now, so they are just focusing in the West, and this is the biggest opportunity. We are ahead in the Asian market right now, in terms of getting that information, what we have learned to implement it here. So India has always been a follower in terms of anything. We have always tried and been following things because the strategies in the Western will not work in India. the costing, the marketing, the numbers there is so low, but numbers, if you look at number of patients in India according to the population, is so high. The strategies what they have, they will not be able to implement it here according to what we have learned. So yeah, so I can say that even though it is we have captured the Indian scenario and molded our business plan according to what is needed in India.
Wonderful. And so you have platform also which actually will help you scale up to the numbers, not only domestically, but also going across
Internationally.
the globe, right?
Yes, that's absolutely right. So platform is actually going to be the key ingredient in that whole system, because say today we have patient dashboard, doctors, dentist dashboard, and we have our admin dashboard, who is the backend team, and one more platform, one more area is the for the labs, so lab platform, wherein this becomes a complete ecosystem in that one package of, a complete database of dentistry, who are their patients and doctors and labs. It comes as a package at the end of the day. Like when you look at a very long term vision of say 10 years, that platform is going to be the key in this whole business plan.
Wonderful. And if we look at, as the way that you will grow, there'll be a lot of need of students and education systems to also cope up. This is a new subject area. So do you find that education system, and how would it also help your business if at all you have to have your footprint there?
So we have spoken to few colleges like DY Patil. We are talking to them as well. Um, there is they have a subject now to teach their master students about digital dentistry, but what we are doing is one more step, one or two steps ahead of them. And what we are looking at is, see, I personally believe in giving it back to the society. So whatever I have been doing from so many years, even with 3D printing, I have given trainings to students going to the colleges. I've done corporate programs, educating, say L&T was one of the clients which I helped them understand their GETs, what additive manufacturing can do. And the key is that application expertise and transfer the knowledge. More you transfer the knowledge, more that domain grows, is what we believe. And that is one of the reason in future, yes, education institutes would be a key factor, because these are the doctors who would come out, right? These are the ones who would be using such solutions, and they should, like, when I was in engineer, CAD CAM subject, I had no idea until I went to the market and started doing a job. I know what is CAD CAM now. It's similar story for them. Like they know, okay, there is a digital dentistry scanner is there, okay, printer is there, okay, I know it. But how to apply that knowledge is what we would be looking at through these educational institutes.
Right. So I believe, not only the labs, but education institute also become kind of your soft targets where both
That's right.
sides you will encourage the education part as well as those could be, sale points for your machines and building that kind of a
Absolutely. It's
rapport.
like branding activity, right? It's more like a branding activity as well. And at the on the other side, we are giving a right knowledge, basically, more than what the education institute can give right now.
Good. So you complement yourself being in India, in Mumbai, and Utkarsh being in the UK, right? I mean, that's a great
Yes.
kind of a strength that you have where he is entrenched into UK ecosystem and you are actually driving India geography, right?
Right. So that's a good combination we have got in terms of, say right now when we discussed about the know-how coming from the West, right? And that's where the Utkarsh's Connects comes in place, wherein we get that know-how, the workflow, whatever is been happening there. We've been studying that through our connects. We have a good network outside India as well. Like even I came to India in 2016. So till then, I have an Asian network as well, and Middle Eastern, and Utkarsh also has a similar kind of a network. So that is the second gear when we want to put it. When we go outside India, that is where we have to engage all of these information. And being on ground here, I am the person who will be handling everything, making sure that things are correctly done here. Then this model could be easily replicated across the globe.
And I believe the franchisee model will come into picture where it
Yes,
builds that
yes,
kind of a multiplier effect.
right.
Super. talking about you, knowing you, you seem to be kind of adventurous in nature. If you want to take risk, go out. I believe maybe bikes would be your favorites.
Yes. Yeah. So talking about me, I love adventure sports mostly. So I've been always being a player. Me and Utkarsh both. So we played states as well for volleyball in India when we were there in engineering. And right now, being 40 years old with all this experience, I have started my new hobby of off-roading, which I'm doing right
Oh,
now. And um, I do this on weekends as a hobby. Um, that's another thing. And yeah, I still play football, cricket, sports. I
wow.
still love it.
I
I
mean,
don't like going to the gym, but sports is yes what I like.
so that basically reflects, I believe, that's a critical entrepreneur skill that you need to actually venture out, right? I mean, this getting into a 3D printing venture is something that nobody has done. Nobody has thought. Maybe you are ahead of the curve. You have done that research. You've been there in that space for last 3 years, and just waiting for that kind of a launch where you have
Yes.
that impetus.
That's right. So all what we are discussing today is everything is set, and it's again it's like a chicken and egg story, right? Like, do we start the business and or do we get the money, or how things should go about? So we are at that phase right now when everything is in place, and we are just looking at how the funding can come. The reason for it is that we need to run. We can't walk with it. So for running, we need to have an investment which can exponentially grow very fast, like this business. If I mean if you see the whole business model what we have drafted, you will see, and I think our communication, you must have understood that how big that market is to be tapped in.
So wonderful, great opportunity, and that brings me to also you being aspirational, always looking forward. Do you have kind of any role model or somebody that you look up to when it comes to inspiring yourself?
I have a role model, but going to that role model, I would uh, tell you something personal, why I ended up in doing being an entrepreneur. So my story starts in 2007, wherein my engineering finished as an automobile engineer.
Mhm.
And then when I went for jobs, I could not get mechanical engineer jobs because one subject I didn't study was refrigeration in my
Oh,
subject. So mechanical jobs were not open for us for automobile. So we had to go in automobile. That's the time when I decided, me and Utkarsh both were same. So we decided that we need to find a field which will not stop us. Why? Because I didn't learn refrigeration, you're not giving me job. It's not right. So that's where we came to this technology called as rapid prototyping that time in 2007. And we both did our masters in UK in De Montfort University. Rapid product development was the course. That's where we learned all these technologies. We did lot. Our projects were superb. Like if I tell you, my project for diploma was a quad bike. For engineering, my and Utkarsha's project was 10 cc rotary combustion engine. And in UK, Utkarsh worked
oh,
on metal side. I worked on a polymer side. It's like how we have a 2D printer which prints on a paper. We were looking at how that negative positive roller drum could print and make a 3D layer and make a 3D part. So my project was that. Utkarsh's project was more on uh, metal powder deposition with laser, which makes metal parts. So something like that. So we had that opportunity. And from there, we completely focused on technical. So we both were technical people. We started our role as technical, but I ended up in the business side. When I came to India, I was working for a company, Materialize. Utkarsh was working in UK. I was working in India. I moved to Malaysia. I handled Asia Pacific region. Then I handled India region. And then when I came to India, I realized that there is so much to be done in 3D printing in India. And why not do something? And that's where we thought about this startup. And finally, yeah, I'm doing it. I'm very happy that, finally I can do it. Now, coming back to your question about the role model. And I always like to give this example of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam.
mhm.
Why I see him as a role model, because even being a technical person, he changed a lot of things technically for India for the space research. And on the other side, he also ended up into political background to try and see how the system could be changed. And I see myself similar position, technical person, and trying to see, trying to figure out that how India could be benefited with what we are trying to achieve here. And one line which I always remember, and I always know that, he always used to say that you should dream. You should only if you dream, you can achieve what you want to do it. So uh, again, this was our dream. Danti is our dream, and we believe that it's going to create a positive impact, not just in India, but it will create a positive impact globally.
Amazing. I think all these entrepreneurs need to have this kind of a larger vision or larger way that they can impact the society. Need not be only India, but actually global footprint and think beyond. I believe that is the
Yes.
message you are trying to give. But Samit, just a question: do you feel afraid of failures or things not going right? And how do you circumvent that? Because that's a question that all entrepreneurs to go through, right? Now we will leave it, abhi chhod denge. You get that kind of a vibe?
So to answer your question, see, money is important. I understand in today's world, money is important, but at the end of the day, you believe in your passion, and 3D printing is our passion. So it doesn't matter if it's engineering parts which we tried, or this is dentistry. It's about the passion. I believe that if you follow your passion, the money will follow you after that. You know that the best motivational dialogue is the Three Idiots, where कामयाबी के पीछे मत भागो, कामयाब बनो. So that is
Yeah.
what I believe that, yes, there were times, and I've been reading a lot of books as well and get an understanding of, you need to understand where that end should be. As an entrepreneur, we don't know sometimes where
Mm.
to stop. And it is so agile, today I could be a delivery boy, I could be a CEO, I could be anything. And I
Mm.
have gone through that journey from so many years, and I know it. I know how hardship it is, and but that scary thing has been gone. Like, that is past now. So
So
just have
basically,
to
it
believe. Just
gives
have to
you a
believe.
kick actually, right? When you see a
Yes.
challenge.
Yes. So yeah, I would say that, being consistent, persistence is the key here. Need to believe in your ideas, um, and yeah, and passion. Just follow your passion. I think that is the main thing here.
Great. Maybe, you would have some ideas about or thoughts or vision about what should be Danti after, say, 3 years, 5 years. What do you want to see it like a baby growing?
The vision for Danti, as I mentioned, I think I mentioned earlier that what milestones we have given is the first milestone is the minimum one, 1,000 dentures. But in 2028, we need to capture whole of India market. And I want to take Danti globally by 2030, is the vision I have. And I think I have a strong feeling that this is doable. It is just because we are at a right time. We just need to make sure that the steps taken are much more faster, and the timing is perfect right now. If we have done it 2 years ago, as I mentioned, materials not certified, things like that, and we would have a negative setback. But today, very clear picture, very clear vision that is the right time to go for it.
Wonderful. So it's good to see that, it's the right time where things are getting launched and you're gung-ho about it. You're fully positive with a great vibe, with adventurous approach. I'm sure that Danti will go to the heights that it deserves. So best wishes from our side for this venture. And, as we close, maybe some certain things that entrepreneurs definitely look at, right? Look up to. So do you have some kind of thoughts for them, what they should or should not be doing if they have to get into the business?
Sorry. So, see, for entrepreneurs, if I have to tell something, I would say that, persistence is one of the key. Focus on, because there is so much of distraction around you when you're doing your own startup, and it is not a very easy task. People, when we say make in India, Shark Tank, people think that, it's so easy. Today, I'll just leave the job. I can do some startup. But when you enter that role, that's where you'll come across hurdles. And these are the time wherein you need to be self-motivated and believe in what you are doing is right. That doesn't mean that it's a blind belief. You need to have right mentors. I think for us, the setback which I mentioned earlier is because we were very new. Like we don't come from a background of entrepreneur. Like, but yeah, we believe that we can do it. And today I'm so confident while talking to you is that we got very good mentors with us, very good team with us. And that is the key. You need to believe in people you are working with as well and your idea. And giving up this point comes, maybe like it will come to you all the time, but that is the key. There are a lot of people might seen that meme, wherein they are showing that the worker keeps
And all
digging,
that.
and he goes to the level wherein the diamond is just below that surface, but he gives up that point. And I believe in that, that we need to make sure that we achieve that diamond. We should get that diamond.
Absolutely. So inner conviction, I believe, having that passion and persistence, also not to leave, let go at the last moment where, around the turn, you will find that you're reached.
Exactly.
I believe that is the key to success as a message. So great talking to you, Samit, and absolutely best wishes for you, Utkarsh and Danti, to see the future as bright as, where you'll rise as a first company, maybe the fast mover company to get recognition.
That's right. Thank you so much, sir, for having us here. And unfortunately, Utkarsh could not join, but I'm just giving you thanks on behalf of him. And looking forward for more interactions with you.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Throat Consultech, synergizing transformation.